Thought I'd do another one of these walkthroughs of my songs. This song is called New 3 because I can't come up with song names. So first things first, let's listen to the track. So as this is for a game, one of the things I have to do is pretty much every track I make is make it loop back to the beginning again, which feels a bit unnatural. I probably wouldn't end tracks this way. It feels, yeah, I'm not too happy with the way that goes into this section to loop back, because you don't have the freedom of just ending it a completely different way. But it is what it is, and it fits the game well, at least. So let's go through the bits by bits. So start with this phrase, which I start on the offbeat. So when you start listening to it, you kind of get used to that beat. As you see, I start this drone on the same time, and that's so when the kick comes in. I don't know which phrase that is. Is it here? No. Oh, I've got the bass on the same track. So when the kick and the bass come in, it kind of throws you off a little bit, because you're used to this time. But then when that comes in, it kind of offset set a little bit. So this is just like a really simple filtered noise hi-hat I've got going on here. So you increase the decay to give like an open hi-hat sound. And the drone is just like a horrible saw swarm with LFO on the pitch. Nothing else much really. The amp is fully distorted, and increasing the res and turn the cutoff down. I like this patch. It's source sub, and I think on the LFO I've got the cutoff, which comes through because obviously like the amp is up, the res is up, and the low pass is down a bit. So like that creates a nice effect, and it's got some. So this song is in D minor and got a lot of like D sharps in here, which I think is like some sort of metal key. There's probably a name for it. So this is like the breakdown bit here. So with, hang on, with this bit, this is the guitars coming in there. I want to find that noise there. So that's a saw swarm. Timbre is right up. I think that makes all the notes that are in that very offset, and the colours right down, which I think gives it a low pass or high pass. And it's just an awful noise, but it's a good thing to kick it in. Let's go through what's going on here. So with the drums, this is a drum set I created. It's some of the drums from Logic, I think, which I sliced up into a kit. So I've got a kick on its own, a snare on its own, then both together. Nothing else. And you can see on this snare hit I had like just an obscene amount of reverb. And it's because of that. It's because of that little delay, little break I've got there. Oh god, what did I just do? Was that 1.9? There we go. So this is source sync. Nothing in the table there. And this is the guitar channel. I think I've probably got an octave lower than that as well. Maybe I don't. So what I like to do here when I'm doing these big bassy bits is do like a fake side chaining effect, which is it's lowering the volume quite a bit on the main beats where the drums are. It works like better if it's a straight beat, which this is for the first few phrases. I'd normally do that as well. Oh no, it's killed there anyway. So I do that, and this is just like a sub I've got going on to just fatten up that sound. And this is, I guess you could call this a lead. I'm not very good with leads, but this is got the side chaining effect on as well. I don't normally put it on the leads, but I did this time. And this is just filtered noise, I think. Yeah, so this is filtered noise, which I'm trying to make sound like a huge crash cymbal. I could use samples, but I feel like much freer using the built-in synth engines on the M8. So this lead line is really distorted. It's as you see, Vowel Synth, amps all the way up. So if you play with the amp high pass and the resonance, it really creates a pretty nasty distorted effect. And here you can see I'm changing the oscillator. Well, my Mac's just gone off. That's a really good start. So here I'm changing the oscillator of what's happening. So it's going to oscillator 2, which is just a saw wave here, and it just creates a bit of variation in it. Really, it's not. I didn't really pick that on with any meaning behind it. It's just a random number, really. It just makes it sound a bit different. So with these bits, I just add a kill command to give it that really like rhythmic sound, and opening up the every third one. Just it's almost like hi-hats playing. And then so this is a build-up synth I've got. It's Saw Swarm with the timbre open. It's not very melodic, but with the table I'm using, if I'm right, yeah, so the volume is changed here, so it's got a little bit of a phasing effect. So if I turn that right down, you can hear it further. But I didn't want it that much, so put that back. And this gives it a what's it called? It's a vibrato. That's vibrato extreme. And then the pitch. So basically this table loops and it goes increase the pitch, goes back to there, and the hop command sends it back up to the top, so it keeps pitching up, and that allows me to pitch this up for 2 chains worth. So it just keeps going up to build up to this bit. This lead is basically the same as the other one with different instruments, just to give it like a bit, make it sound a bit fatter, basically. So you see, oscillator 28 is filtered noise, and I've completely. So it just adds a bit more noise and distortion and everything to there. So this is the death metal part, I'd say. These drums are like way too loud and over distorted because I'm terrible at mixing. But you see, it's lowering the volume on the ones which aren't on the accent kind of adds a bit to it, I think. So I've probably got loads of guitars here. So that's a sub on the next chain. On the next chain. So got that on an octave, and is there anything else? Another build up and a crash. I think this is the same kind of sound, but I've got a low pass on it. So I've got this straight drum beat going on, and then somewhere, where is it? Not there. Oh, it's in one of these phrases. Here we go. I've got a like a snare roll going on, and I'm panning it quite heavily. It sounds a bit silly on its own, but. the cut-off command here to just brighten that up as it builds up. So on this chain here, I've got another one of those build-up synths. I probably reused that like 4 times in this track actually. This is quite a fat bass, like this doesn't need to be there. So this is a Saw Swarm. Timbre right down, so it's quite a unified sound. Colour right down, so I think it's a high pass on this, so if I put that right up it'd be low pass, but like with it being on post and fully amped and res, it's still got quite a lot of high end on it. So same thing there with the accent notes. So it's got a double snare there, but I just lower the volume on that so it sounds a bit more natural, even though obviously it's electronic. Now this is a ridiculous synth. This is the Vowel Synth. And basically, when I'm using the Vowel Synth, I just mess with these two values until I find something which I think sounds alright. And this is so I'm changing the timbre. I don't know how to talk. On there. It's got a stupid amount of these on it as well, chorus, delay and reverb. Again, I'm using the kill commands here to just give it more of a rhythmic thing, because if I remove them, it would sound a lot different. I'm not going to do it because I'll forget how to paste it back in. So if you want to destroy your ears, you go select a row like that. It just loops that section. So this is clock noise, amp up, low pass down, res up, nothing else. It's just a noise. I think in this kind of music it just acts as a bit of like a percussive instrument. And then from there on I'm just trying to build up the loop again so it's I'm trying to keep the theme of the song going there with a different instrument, I think. And this is where, in all of my songs, there's always like loads of failed sections where I've tried ideas out and they sound terrible, so I can't remember what's in here, but it might be fun to listen. So I think here I tried to replace the guitars with synths. It's like a really straight beat as well, so obviously I didn't think that was good enough. I think that is just the ending, and I just tested it out there and pasted it in. This is when I tried to use triplets and it didn't work out at all. So I've got a retrig every 8 ticks, which creates triplets, and it didn't really work at all. If I change that to 6, it'd be like quarter notes, I think. 8th note, 16th notes. 16th, I think. Anyway, what's this? So I was trying a more like melodic chord progression here, but I decided it was not really fit into the song. This is just me testing if the guitars are, you know, this is when I build up the harmonies in the guitar line. So I shared these guitars on the Discord. It's just a sliced instrument I made, and I've just got the cut off on an LFO, which gives it that kind of like phase flanger effect almost. I think it sounds pretty cool, but it just doesn't fit with the song at all. So that's where I left up. That's New 3, which I've got to think of an actual name to put in the game. But if you've made it this far, I think we're like 20 odd minutes in. Thanks for watching. I'll probably make another one at some point. Cheers.